Imagine this: you meet someone for the first time. You shake hands or exchange a greeting, and before the conversation even begins, your brain has already decided something about them. You feel comfortable or uncomfortably interested or distant, and you did not consciously choose this feeling. It simply appeared. This moment, this instant judgment is called a first impression. According to psychology, the human brain needs only 5 to 7 seconds to form an opinion about a stranger. In some cases it happens even faster, and once that opinion is formed, becomes a lens through which we see everything else about that person: their words, their actions, their mistakes, their strengths. But why does this happen? Why do we judge so quickly? The reason is survival. The human brain evolved to protect us. Long before modern society, we had to decide quickly who was safe and who was a threat, so the brain developed a habit of making fast judgments based on limited information. Even today, that same system is active. Call this process thin slicing. It means making quick conclusions using very small pieces of data. Facial expression, a tone of voice, the way someone stands, the way they look at you. Your brain collects these signals and builds a story, not a complete story, but one that feels convincing, and once the brain believes the story, it becomes difficult to change it. This is why first impressions carry so much power. They influence job interviews, where two people with equal skills are judged very differently. They influence first dates, where attraction is often decided before the second sentence. They influenced friendships, business meetings, and leadership decisions. Research shows that when a first impression is positive, people tend to overlook flaws. They explain mistakes more generously. They give second chances. But when the first impression is negative, the same behavior is judged much more harshly. This happens because of a psychological bias known as the halo effect. The halo effect means when we notice one positive quality in someone, we assume their other qualities are also positive. If a person appears confident, speaks clearly, and dresses well, we often believe they are intelligent, capable, and Stephen. If we have no real proof, our mind fills in the gaps. The opposite bias also exists. It is called the Horn effect. Here, one negative traits, such as nervousness, poor posture, or weak eye contact, casts a shadow over the entire personality. Suddenly, the person seems less competent, less trustworthy, less interesting, even if they are not. Let us talk about what actually shapes a first impression. Most people believe words matter the most, but psychology tells a different story. More than half of a first impression comes from body language, your posture, your movements, your facial expressions, your voice, tone, your pacer, energy. The actual words you speak play a much smaller role. This means two people can say the exact same sentence, create completely different impressions. A straight posture signals confidence, say relaxed stance feels open-closed. Arms can signal discomfort, avoiding eye contact can suggest insecurity, and when none is intended, a genuine smile creates warmth and lowers emotional distance. Clothing also communicates silently. Is not about fashion or money. It is about effort and awareness. Clean and appropriate clothing signals respect for yourself and for the situation. People unconsciously use appearance to judge professionalism, reliability, and seriousness. Whether we agree with this or not, now comes an important question. Are first impressions accurate? The honest answer is sometimes, but often not. The brain is guessing, not discovering truth. We mistake quiet people for being boring, shy people for being unfriendly, confident people for being arrogant. We judge a complex human being on a single moment. It is like reading one paragraph and claiming you understand the entire book. Psychology reminds us that first impressions are not facts, they are hypotheses. They feel real, but they are incomplete. This awareness matters because our judgments affect how we treat others and how we allow them to treat us. Now, let us talk about how to create a positive first impression. The first and most important element is presence. Be mentally there. When you give someone your full attention, they feel valued. Distractions aside, make eye contact, respond thoughtfully. The second element is authenticity. People sense when behavior is forced. Natural smile is far more powerful than a perfect sentence. The third element is calm confidence. You do not need to dominate the room, you simply need to feel comfortable in it. Stand upright, relax your shoulders, breathe steadily. Confidence is not loud, it is stable. The fourth element is listening. People often remember how deeply they were listened to. When someone feels understood, they associate that feeling with you on. Finally, energy alignment, matching the emotional tone of the other person creates connection, not copying, but respecting their pace and mood. And here is something important to remember. People may forget your words, they may forget details, but they rarely forget how you made them feel. Now, for the reassuring part, first impressions are not permanent, they can change, but change requires consistency. When behavior over time contradicts the first judgment, the brain slowly adjusts. Again and again have the power to rewrite impressions. Psychologists call this process impression management. It does not mean pretending, it means allowing your true character to appear consistently. So, the next time you meet someone new, remember you are not just showing your face, you are communicating your inner door. Come your respect your intention, and when you judge someone else, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this the whole story or just the first page? Because first impressions matter, but understanding matters more.